Natural healing abilities. We all have them, all of us. And I can remember when I was a kid that people handled illness and healing in a very different way. Um, if you had a cold, you generally didn't go to the doctor. It was chicken soup and soda pop or, like ginger ale and maybe a couple aspirin. And you stayed in bed and you rested and you slept through it. If you had a fever, you know, the aspirin usually took care of it. And mothers were very confident in taking care of their children, in knowing when, sorry, I just pet the dog and I think I have like a dog hair on my face. Anyway, they were very confident in their ability to take care of their child when the child was sick. And they knew the old fashioned remedies of taking care of the child. They knew a lot of herbal things. And they just had an understanding that we do at times get illness, and that rest and care is generally what's needed to take care of that. And I've noticed that in this day and age, people are very quick to run to the emergency room or run to the doctor and get pills for whatever's going on. And generally speaking, a lot of it is unnecessary. And not only unnecessary, but actually harmful. A lot of the pharmaceuticals that we see today, they don't cure anything. They never have. And for some reason, people think that there's a cure there. They mask. They take care of symptoms. But when you're sick, you need the symptoms. Like I rarely ever take pain medication because, and I'm talking pain medication like aspirin or ibuprofen or any of those types of things. And the reason why I don't is because I want to see what's going on with my body. Whatever the pain is, I want to be able to track and monitor why I'm having the pain, figure out why I'm having the pain, and be able to tell where the pain is, if it's getting stronger, if it's getting weaker, if this particular thing that I'm doing is helping with it, or if it's making it worse. And for me, if I take something to alleviate that pain, it makes it so that I can't feel it, obviously, but I also can't tell what's going on with my body. So I don't have a tendency to take things to like solve the issue until I know. If I have sprained my ankle and it's really hurting and I know it's a sprain, I will probably take something and ice, just, and wrap it and rest. I'm not concerned at that point with what the problem is. At that point, I'm just concerned with getting rid of the pain. I already know what it is. But there are times where you will develop pain, which is a sign that something's wrong, and you're not sure why you have the pain. Like there's no obvious indicator telling you why you feel this way. And at that time, I always back off from taking any medications because I want to see how it progresses. You know, I want to see where it goes, where it is in my body, if it shows up in any other place. It's kind of an indicator of what is happening with your body. And I think people have become almost afraid to heal their own illnesses. Like they've lost faith in their own ability to tell what's going on with their body. They think that the only way, and I'm positive that the majority of this comes from the media and people pushing making money through pharmaceuticals and office visits and testing and all that kind of stuff. Let's take breast cancer for one, okay? Do you honestly think you can have something wrong with your breast and not know it? Just, you know, no symptoms, no pains, no nothing. So you should go in every year and subject yourself to a procedure that actually increases your chance of getting it, even though there's nothing wrong. And you know there's nothing wrong. There's many, many instances. My mom, she had breast cancer. I could say she died from breast cancer, but she didn't. She died from the treatment. Anyway, she knew long before she was diagnosed that there was a problem. Her friend, same thing. She knew long before there was a problem, diagnosed. So we actually know when something is going on with our body, unless we are under the influence of drugs or alcohol or some other type of thing. And I think even at those times, we still kind of have an instinct about what's happening with our body. But it can be misunderstood when you're under the influence of things like narcotics or alcohol or whatever. I mean, just like anything in life. But we have stopped somewhere along the line trusting our intuition about what is wrong with us. And I think in a lot of cases, we overdo treatments. And that is to include that the treatments aren't necessarily beneficial to us. I think there's been a lot of misconceptions in medicine. There's been a lot of greed in medicine, health care in general. And I think we have shifted to a place that is not necessarily healthy for us. We do know, we have an intuition, and we all, every single one of us, whether you are spiritual, whether you listen to your guides, whether you do readings, it does not matter. We all have an intuition, and that intuition tells us when something is wrong. You will feel it. If you are in a dangerous situation, you will feel it. Your guides, even if you've never had any contact with your guides or your guardians, it does not matter. They will warn you, and they will get your attention so clearly that you will not mistake it. they will tell you very clear that you need to seek medical attention, or that you don't need to seek medical attention. You will feel it in your body. You will feel it in your heart. You'll know. And there's a lot of things that happen to us that do not require any type of medical attention. And I think one of the worst things that has happened to us as a society is everybody is so focused and driven on work. Work, when you work on a job, you are given so many sick days a year. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So if they say, okay, you get 6 sick days per year, fine. But you've used up your 6 days, it's October, and you get a cold or you get the flu. And you really need to stay home and rest. Okay? If you work for a flooring company, the end of the world is not going to happen because you stayed home to rest. And people are not staying home and resting. That's part of the problem right there. People are feeling pressure. Well, I got to pay the bills. If I don't go to work, I don't get paid. If I don't show up, I might lose my job. And all that does is creates more people to get sick, because if you're sick and you go to work, you're going to get everybody at work sick. It's going to take you longer to heal if you are trying to maintain your daily life than if you just stop and allow your body to heal. So if you call into work because you came down with the flu and you rest for a day or two, that might be it. That might be all you need for that particular situation. A little bit of chicken soup, a little bit of, although I do recommend making it yourself because the stuff on the shelves has all kinds of stuff in it. But, just rest, fluids, eating light, not necessarily, pigging out on a pizza or something when you're sick, but you don't usually want that when you're sick. But we all know what we need. We do. We know. We're just either not listening, or we're allowing outside circumstances to dictate how we take care of ourselves. And that is not good either. Take the time to rest. Take the time to give your body what it needs, as opposed to running to the doctor and getting 5 prescriptions that are just going to mask your symptoms, not cure you, and make you probably sicker because of all the garbage that's in these medications. So I guess what I'm saying is every human being has healing abilities. We all know how to heal ourselves. We know how to heal our children. We know how to heal our pets. And if we don't know, we know where to look the information up. Books, internet, we probably know somebody who knows something. And there's a lot of naturopath doctors out there that do telemedicine and those types of things. And they are all based on natural healing abilities, naturally working with your body to heal, rather than creating another problem, trying to get better faster, or by taking medication. Medication is not part of a natural healing program. It's just not. And I realize that there are people who are living their life because of some medications. That is a very small percentage of people. And I am not completely convinced that natural methods were not used or considered prior to the medication. I think if we lived in a society where natural healing methods were um, more prevalent and people understood it a little bit more and it was used a little bit more, I would be more accepting of the person who says that they have to have this particular medication to live. And I think a lot of doctors, unfortunately, are telling people that they need this medication to live when that is not necessarily the facts. So you have within you the ability to heal yourself and your children and your animals, your neighbors, your everybody. There's herbs, there's food. Food is probably one of the biggest ones right now. You want to be very, very careful about processed foods. You want to eat whole foods. And by whole foods, I don't mean, nuts and berries. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about throwing out your bread or your cookies or any of that. I'm saying make it yourself with organic ingredients. Don't buy it in a prepackaged container. That's where, excuse me, that's where the problem starts. Is because you're buying something that's pre-made and you really have no idea what the ingredients are. Excuse me. Anyway, herbs, flower remedies, essential oils, regular oils, food, sleep, drugs, alcohol, taking prescription medications, things like that are what is making everybody sick. And the cure, I'm going to tell you right now, having lived it, having gone through it myself, is food. That is the number one problem with our overall health these days. You want to really clean up your diet. Really clean up your diet. And I'm willing to help. I will answer questions if you put a comment down below. Because a lot of people think it's very restrictive and you can't eat anything. You can't eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich anymore. That's not true. What you want to do is learn how to make bread. Buy a bread maker. Don't buy, bread off the shelf. Buy organic peanut butter. Jams and jellies are usually organic already, but you want to try to stay to organic type jams and jellies. And yes, it will cost you more when you are buying organic products, but it will cost you a lot less than the medical bills that you will create by continuing to eat these processed foods that have all these toxins in them. If you make that simple change, I'm not talking nuts and berries. I'm talking about eating exactly the way you already eat, only change to no toxic, no processed foods, nothing that you can't pronounce on the label. You know, like breads, make it yourself. Bread is flour and water. That's pretty much it. Um, that there should be 3 ingredients on your bread label instead of 15 or 20. And there's 15 or 20 on every bread in the grocery store. If you can change that one thing, your health will increase drastically. All those little nagging things, like everybody has like a list of nagging things, like a skin rash or a pain in a certain area, or problems with their hair, or problems with, I don't know, going to the bathroom. Everybody has a list these days, and that list is long. And they just keep compounding and compounding and compounding. And I'll tell you, that list is the mass majority of that list is related to the food that you're eating. So if you can change that one thing on your food, you will change your health for the better in a big way. If you are not working out, and I'm not talking about an hour-long gym session, okay? We make it so much harder than it really needs to be. A 15-minute walk around the block, 20-minute walk around the block is more than enough. You don't have to go out and do an hour and a half's worth of cardio to get your daily workout. Pick something that you enjoy doing and do that. And if you don't overdo it, honestly, you'll feel great. A lot of people get in this mode where they think they have to do so much to get in shape. You don't need to. You just go out and do the one thing that you love most days of the week. And you don't have to put in an hour or two doing it. Put in 15, 20 minutes. Start out with 15 minutes. Start out with 10 minutes if that's all you have. And just build up. If you enjoy doing it, you won't have a problem doing it for 20 minutes or a half an hour. You'll want to. Those two things are so key to your natural healing. And the sad part about it is we already know that. We already know that those are two things that we can change to feel better. And we're not doing it. Well, some people are. Some people are doing it. Some people are not doing it. And you got to ask yourself why. I mean, do you like being in pain? Do you like not feeling good? Do you like, it takes just a little bit of motivation to change those two things. Maybe a little bit more time in the kitchen and a walk around the block once a day. And you will feel so much better. And I'm not talking, you're not going to feel better like the next day, okay? You're going to feel better in, say, 3 to 6 months, if you, depending on the level that you commit to it. And I'm talking get rid of soda. Don't drink soda pop. You can make your own soda. If you really have to have that, you can make your own out of natural ingredients. And it's very good. And you will save so much money for not buying it, not purchasing it. Your grocery bill will drop drastically. You think, well, I'm going to be buying organic ingredients. Ingredients are nothing. The cost is in making them. So I don't even know what a loaf of bread is these days because I don't make bread. I mean, I make my bread. I haven't bought bread in 5 years. And I have zero desire to do so. I couldn't even tell you what a loaf of bread costs these days. I can tell you what a bag of flour costs, like a 50-pound bag of flour is like right around $9. You know how much bread 50 pounds of flour will make? A whole lot of bread. I think I probably go through a $9 bag of flour in maybe 5 months. I don't know if I actually go 6 months. Maybe I might go 6 months. $9 in 6 months' time. So you can't say that, organic costs more, because it doesn't. If you grow your own food, you can save huge amounts of money. And if you do it without pesticides, then you're growing your own organic food. Those are part of your natural healing abilities. And you don't have to have a quarter of an acre or a half an acre or even an acre to grow a lot of food. You can do it in a normal, average, everyday yard. You don't need that much grass. Get rid of the grass. You don't want to spend the weekend mowing it anyway. There's so many things that you can do to improve your health drastically. And you will save money not only on the food, but you will save it on medical bills, going to the doctor. You will save it long term on hospital problems, hospital visits. You really save a lot of money not getting trapped in the medical system. And you feel better, you look better, and you have a sense of pride because you know how to take care of yourself. You know how to take care of your family. And the other thing that you can do to help with your issues or your general overall health is alternative healing. Go to chiropractors, go to massage therapists, go to acupuncturists, and they will help you not only with whatever issue you are dealing with, but they will let you know how to avoid these problems in the future, where the medical community is just not going to do that. They're going to tell you, come back in 5 months and we'll give you some more pills. And you're just going to feel like crap. So trust yourself. Trust your intuition when it comes to all things to do with your body, and try different things. Don't, jump up and run out the door to the doctor every time you have the sniffles. Try some rest. Try some relaxation. Try maybe some lemon water. A little bit of tea. Things like that. We need to get back to having some faith in our own healing practices, and to find new ways of fixing those problems instead of masking the problem. Because masking doesn't work. Never has, never will. And nobody is out there telling anybody to do anything different from what society has created for us medically, which is not healthy in any way. So pick up some books, learn organic gardening, learn about food. I mean, The only thing you really need to learn about food is just don't eat the preservatives. Don't eat prepackaged food. You'll feel 1,000 times better if you just stop doing that. And I hope you guys work on feeling better, because there's a whole lot of people out there that don't feel so great anymore. I feel great. I feel very good. I do have a little pain in my hip today, but other than that, thanks for watching.